told your friend you're not okay? And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way.
My name is Evan Rachel Wood, and I'm an artist, but I'm also a domestic violence and sexual assault survivor and the single mother of a young boy. He broke me down through means of starvation, sleep deprivation, and threats against my life, sometimes with deadly weapons, which would result in me having severe panic attacks where I was unable to breathe or stop shaking. And the worst part, sick rituals of binding me up by my hands and feet to be mentally and physically tortured until my abuser felt I had proven my love for them. When my friends and family tried to intervene, I swiftly told them to leave because I was afraid of what he would do. He beat me and shocked sensitive parts of my body with a torture device called a violet wand. I struggled with self-harm to the point of 2 suicide attempts, which landed me in a psychiatric hospital for a short period of time.
On SB 516, and I will ask Senator Wiener.
Mr. Bieber, you are charged with the following. DUI, alcohol or drugs, resisting without violence, and driving with an expired driver's license. So the total bond would be $2,500, broken down $1,000 resisting without violence, $1,000 for the DUI, and $500 for the expired driver's license.
The people are requesting bail as to defendant McGregor in the amount of $50,000. Injuries to the complainant witness judge, treated and released at the hospital. There is video surveillance. The defendant has no ties to Brooklyn. In regards to defendant Cowley, the people are requesting bail in the amount of $25,000. And again, Judge, injuries to complainant witness, treated and released at the hospital, and there is video surveillance in regards to this case.
Okay. Now, gentlemen, your attorneys have stated to me that you want to plead guilty to the added and reduced charge of disorderly conduct. Those are violations. Those are not criminal offenses. Do you want to plead guilty to those charges, Mr. McGregor? To that charge, Mr. McGregor?
And Mr. Depp was trying to urinate in the foyer, wasn't he?
No.
Mr. Depp had his penis out of his pants, didn't he?
I think I would remember
Relevance.
seeing Mr. Depp penis.
I'll allow it. Next question.
And you were trying to get Mr. Depp out of the house, correct?
And on my side of the bed, was human fecal matter. My initial response to that was, I laughed. It was so outside. It was so bizarre and so grotesque that I could only laugh.
My dog stepped on a bee. We went to the vet and went on with our, vacation. We actually went to another location after that. And then,
Mr. Brown, what is your name?
Christopher Morris Brown.
Your attorney has advised the court that you wish to enter a plea of guilty to that charge. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
He would be required to serve 180 days in county jail or the equivalent of labor, as the court has indicated.
I did, thank you, Your Honor. My client, Robin Rihanna, thank you.
However, I recognize that you attend numerous industry events together, and so when you are at those events, I have reduced the stay-away distance to 10 yards.
Do you admit that you violated probation by committing a crime in the Washington, D.C. area?
Yes, sir.
Probation is revoked and reinstated under the following terms and conditions. First, the court reinstates all the previous terms and conditions of probation. I'm imposing a 365-day sentence.
And I respect her where I've been taking it seriously.
And I appreciate that Right On Programs has done so much to help me finish early.
It's like somebody who cheats doesn't think it's cheating unless they get caught. Defendant is ordered to spend 30 days in jail on the reckless driving case, 30 days in jail on the first DUI case consecutive, and 30 days in jail on the second DUI case consecutive. That's 90 days in jail. I also want the doctor to interview her and determine if drinking alcohol and the prescription drug medications she's taking will cause her injury and compromise her health and safety.
At 16 years old, as a child, I felt their piercing eyes staring at my naked body. I was just a kid and felt violated every single day. Children were restrained, hit, thrown into walls, strangled, and sexually abused regularly at Provo. I could not report this because all communication with my family was monitored and censored. Talking about something so personal was and is still terrifying. But I cannot go to sleep at night knowing that there are children that are enduring the same abuse that I and so many others went through.
Good morning, Mr. Jeffrey Williams. My name is Judge Rashida Oliver. You are here on a bench, what we call our bench warrant calendar for Fulton County Superior Court. Be aware that on this calendar you are here because you have been indicted under 22 SC 182273 for conspiracy to violate the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organization Act and participation in criminal street gang activity.
Mr. Jackson, in the latter portion of 1993, there were some allegations leveled at you concerning improper conduct with some young boys. I assume you're familiar with the fact that those allegations were raised. Is that right?
Yes.
To your knowledge, Mr. Jackson, were you ever accused of having sexually molested Brett Barnes?
Won't answer that. And Jesus said to love the children and be like children. Be youthful and be innocent and be pure and honorable. He was talking to his apostles and they were fighting over who's the greatest among themselves. And he said, whoever humbled yourself like this child is the greatest among me. And he always surrounded himself with children. And that's how I was raised, to believe and to be like that and to imitate that.
Don't fall down, because if you fail to comply with each one of the court's orders, you will be brought back before the court, and at that time, I can sentence you to up to 5 years in state prison.
You are to enroll in within the next 21 days and complete a domestic violence counseling program, and that's a 52-week program. You must pay a $400 domestic violence fine. That's also to be paid in this court by June 9.
All right, and Mr. Torres, what do we need to know?
Judge, some of the officers here. It was,
Did we go through his constitutional rights since they have already been reviewed in the plea agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, I've gone over them and each